Do you ever feel like you have no idea what you're doing as a mom? Like everybody else seems to have it figured out, your friends, your family, the people online, and you're over here like, I have no freaking clue what I'm doing. If that's the case, I want you to know that you're not alone in that. And to really highlight it, I want to share a conversation that I had with a friend of mine over coffee recently. But first, hi, my name is Emily. I'm a therapist in private practice and a slow living enthusiast. If you are a mom who lives in Ontario who's struggling with burnout, I offer virtual therapy for that and I would love to support you. And if you are not in Ontario and you're looking for a different kind of support, I also offer mentorship to help you live a slower paced life, and that is worldwide. So, information for both are in the description below. But for now, let's jump into the video. So, I recently went out for coffee with a dear friend of mine who's also a mom. And during the conversation, we spoke about our parenting style. So, I am very much a go with the flow kind of person when it comes to raising my daughter. And she is a lot more structured and organized because she's worked with children in the past in a work capacity. It's just how she functions. And we were both doing what moms do so well, which is praising the other person while also tearing ourselves down. So we were each going like, "Oh my God, I love that you're doing it like that. I wish I could do it like that. I think my way is not better because XYZ." And so we're sharing how we were worried that the way that we ourselves were raising our child wasn't the right way, and that the other person's way of raising the child was most likely the right way, and how we were afraid that our way of doing things would actually be detrimental to our children. So I mean, that's such a common thing for moms to do where we like, oh my God, you're so amazing. Oh no, I suck. I really, really suck. Okay, so um that was kind of how the conversation started going until we slowed down a second and we're like, this is not a really great way to communicate as mothers in order to really bolster ourselves, because it's great to praise each other, but we also need to be able to bolster ourselves in our parenting style. So we slowed down and we talked about it a bit more. And when we really thought about it, we recognized that although our parenting styles were different, they were both equally good for our families. And the reason for that is that it was good for us as mothers. So, for instance, I am very much a homebody. I am very into the slow living lifestyle, and I have a tendency towards anxiety because I do have generalized anxiety disorder. So, the idea of having a structured, organized day where we go and do things out in the wild, wild meaning just outside of the house kind of thing, like often and regularly would just cause me so much undue stress, which would mean that I wouldn't be able to show up to my best capacity with my daughter because I myself wouldn't be well. And for her, it's the same thing. If she didn't have that structure and it was really much go with the flow and more at home and less going out, it would impact her negatively. And so we recognize that our parenting styles are best for our families because they're best for us as mothers. And by taking care of ourselves as mothers, we show up for our families in the best way possible. I know that's a bit of a tongue twister, but just to say that when we care for ourselves as mothers, then we can provide the parenting that our children need. We can be the spouse that our partner needs. And so it's really about doing what is best for us in this season of our lives, because of course it is a season and it'll change and it'll adapt. But in this season, this is what's best for us and our families. We sometimes have this assumption that there's only one way to parent, like there's one golden way to parent. And so we'll try and compare ourselves to others and look online for the right answer. And there are many people online, influencers and whatnot, who are more than happy to tell you how their way is the right way and your way is the wrong way. But I'm here to tell you that's the furthest thing from the truth. Before becoming a parent myself, and when I used to work with families, I used to make this joke that, like, the problem with parenting was not the fact that there was no guide or book or manual for parents, it's that there were too many manuals and books about being a parent, and therefore we didn't know what to do. That's a joke I made. But now I realize that the fact that there's that many books about parenting actually means that there isn't one right answer, because we're all unique and every single individual is unique. And the combination of these individuals together will make parenting unique. And just to give you an example of like how much parenting advice there is out there, I Googled on, like, I went on Amazon and I wrote parenting books, and like lists came up, like so many, and there was no number associated to it. So I jumped on to indigo.ca and yeah, Canada, sorry. And I wrote parenting books again. And when I did so, there was 11,846 results that came up. I'm going to say that again. 11,846 results for parenting books. And yes, some will be similar and some will be completely different. And like some will just have slight variations. But that kind of just shows you that there are so many different ways to parent. And yes, there are some universal truths that are extremely important, like making sure your children have food, a roof over their head, safety, security, unconditional love, the whole Maslow's hierarchy of need that is paramount, that I think should go without saying, but I'm saying it now. But other than that, outside of that, it doesn't matter if you bought the Montessori blocks that were highly recommended on Amazon. It doesn't matter if you go on an extravagant vacation every year. It doesn't matter if all your food is organic or not. Like, that part doesn't really matter. And there's no true data showing that it has a significant amount of like scientific research to back it up that like you should be doing these things or should be worrying about these things. Because honestly, whether we do it or not, we're just going to worry that we're doing the right thing or not. Like, that's the thing about being a parent, is you're always worried that you're doing enough or doing too much or doing the right things. And so the fact that there is no one right way, I think is extremely liberating. And for me, what I feel is the biggest determinant of your child being well and growing up well and having the things that they need and the secure base is really being able to have a parent who is well, a parent who takes care of their own well-being, a parent who also models that it's important to take care of your own well-being. Because when you take care of yourself, you're able to be connected and present, and you're also able to have more patience, and you're able to co-regulate with your child. Like, all these things are super important. And then as they grow up, they'll know from seeing you that taking care of themselves is paramount. It is important. Children need healthy parents. And so knowing that there's not just one way to parent means that we need to try and stop comparing ourselves to others, to people on social media, to friends, family, and to the parents on Bluey, the TV show. Now, I love the TV show Bluey, but when I watch it for too long, I start feeling like a bad parent. And then I saw a comedian talk about how we only see a glimpse into their day, right? And so any of us can be pretty darn amazing parents, perfect parents for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? It's the same thing for social media. And so know that what you're seeing isn't always a clear representation of true reality. And that the real important thing is that you take care of yourself, that you engage in self-care, that you communicate your feelings, that you get the rest and relaxation and the distance you need to just be a person, to just be a woman. Like, you're not just a mom, you're not just a partner, you are your own person. And so you need to take care of that and nourish that, because that is extremely important. If this video resonates with you and you feel like you need support on your own healing journey, you can contact me for a free consultation. The information is in the description. But for now, I'm just going to wish you a beautiful day and keep living your authentic life. Bye.